I'm keeping that short intro. Actually proud of the effort that I put into it. And to have it wasted on just one video? Hit it. So I was led to believe that this episode was gonna be a Hiromi-centric one. But we've got a lot of moving gears. That's right, we're back to breakneck pacing, but done in a way that felt more balanced than before. So let's just get into it. The side plot for this episode deals with Sakura in her attempts to free Aguilera from her dead man. Now knowing that Iki's got the touch,
you got the touch!
He can now free most of the people under their contract with their dead men. While training at her dojo, Tamaki shows up asking Sakura for help once again, this time with Aguilera. Hey, interests are aligned here, so it works out. However, we get some more looks from the Ushijima kid in her class, which, you know, it's weird. Like the other day, she was just going to his house and dipped out right in the stairs when that green light, you would think they would have some sort of conversation about this. But moving on. Sakura ends up confronting Aguilera, but she's in too deep, and it's all for Gifu-sama. They duke it out, but Sakura clearly has the upper fan here. I'm sorry. This confrontation ends up leading to yet another appearance by, what's his name actually? Hikaru, who keeps having this air of mystery. Okay, alright, let's get to the real plot here. What everyone cares about. The return of Lupin Ranger versus Pat Ranger. So this episode is honestly less about Hiromi and more about the Demon's Driver. Man, just when you think you're about to be getting a Hiromi plot, he gets sidelined by a premium Bandai exclusive item. Sucks. See, this belt is a demon, as it starts talking to Hiromi, who, even though got promoted to commander, still has a locker next to everyone else. We then get taken to a gravesite, and... Wait, Wakabayashi was only 36 years old? That's a hard 36. I'm shook right now. I'm the same generation as this man. This can't be right. Oh no, baby. What is you doing? It's here that we get introduced to Pat Rensango, Chigusa. She's apparently been working undercover at the cultist this whole time. Convenient. We then get introduced to another cameo, but I don't watch Ultraman, so he's from Kamen Rider Force. We get some flashbacks to when Wakabayashi was actually Wakabayashi, and Hiromi gets shit on and is forced to raise his voice, which then he passes out. Later on, Daiji and Iki confront Hiromi about giving up his fight, and he admits that he's always wanted to be a hero, which was that one passing line that he told Daiji a few episodes ago. Well, I guess Daiji forgot about it. To be fair, it felt like a throwaway line at the time. We then see that the inspiration from the commander is what led Hiromi to get as swole as he possibly could, aka weaker than George. Speaking of George...
デモンズドライバーの秘密を教えろ。秘密？知って面白いことなんてないよ。とぼけるな！強いて言えば、あのドライバーは本来君のものじゃない。
This right here was one of the lines of the show for me. Not only does he say that the driver was never meant for him, but then he just laughs about it. Speaking of this line, earlier in the episode, we got this exchange between George and the director of Phoenix.
デモンズドライバーの様子はどうだ?
順調ですよ。これが元に戻るのもそう遠い話ではなさそうです。
I'll speculate in a moment. Iki talks to Tatsuhiko from Wait, is this man rocking two jackets at once? Anyway, they get a hot tip of where the Deadmen's are, only to get baited and lure Hiromi to a completely different location. Where? Double cross. Turns out Chigusa is siding with the Deadmen. Why? Because she found out what Phoenix is really after. And it turns out that... Iki, No, don't rush in. Don't rush in. Let's hear them out. Damn it, y'all had me invested. Only for Iki to pull that stupid ass move. It's like I'm really watching an episode of LuPat, and I think they're gonna find out who the Lupin Rangers are, only for them not to. We get our typical episode fighting going on, but it appears that Julio was really after the Demon's Driver this whole time. But then, it talks to Hiromi. Again. End of episode. Okay, so let's speculate and look at what's been revealed so far. So clearly, the Demon's Driver has literally been consuming Hiromi's life from the start. However, we know that it was not intended for Hiromi and appears to possibly have a form outside of the one that it exists in right now. So first of all, we're gonna get a new driver, aren't we? Fuck my wallet. Second of all, who was it meant for? The director? George? Look, George has been training non-stop for something. Or maybe Gifu. Honestly, I doubt it's for Gifu. But could it be used to be channeling Gifu? Or what if the driver is Gifu itself? There's so much I want to know. And it appears like maybe Hiromi is gonna die next episode. Look, this episode raises some good questions that I definitely need some answers to. But it's not as good as the last episode. That one was a banger of an episode. This one just leaves me wanting to know more, but that's also a good thing. So it's getting an A. We got introduced to 2 new characters this go around, but how they play up their story didn't make me feel much for them yet. We get the flashbacks of training with Hiromi, but I don't feel the overall history of it all. Unlike the Yosuke and Tamaki relationship from the last 2 episodes plot, yeah, there's just something that I need more from this. Hikaru is scheming, but that's all the Ushijimas have been doing, is scheme. I need to know what you want. But yeah, it seems clear that Phoenix is the real enemy. And we're likely gonna have a major tonal shift in about 5 episodes. Since we are nearing the midway point of the show, which means we usually get revelations and a point in the story where the heroes ultimately feel that they've lost or that their entire world's shattered and they've got to overcome it. The real make or break for this show is probably within the next 5 or so episodes, and it should be interesting. So, I want to know what you all think. What is Phoenix's actual goal? Are they trying to channel Gifu's power, or are they actually working to bring him back? Is the Demon's Driver Gifu, or something or someone else? And do you think Hiromi's time is up? Curious to know what the speculations you all have is. But that's it from me. I will catch y'all next week for some more Revice action and some more Kamen Rider. Until then, bye.